What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel of Playbook Central, and I am extremely excited. I am definitely ready for college football to start. Hey, I'm uploading every single day for you guys. I'm putting in the grind, so hey, I appreciate the support that you all have been giving me. I highly appreciate it. And you guys do not understand how much it means to me. So today we are going into the Heisman Trophy odds and favorites in this coming up season. Because, every single season we have somebody that, we think is going to be the Heisman, and then somebody gets hurt, or, it's just very unfortunate cases. But in the last 5 seasons, we had Jaden Daniels, quarterback, last season. He was absolutely like a Lamar Jackson type of player. Very fast, very quick, can juke, spin. He can do it all, really. And 2022 was Caleb Williams in 2022 for USC. And then we have Bryce Young in 2021, man. And it's very unfortunate that Bryce Young is having a bad time in Carolina with the Panthers, as they only won 3 games last season, and he could be on the hot seat if he does not progress like the team needs him to be with players coming up in the NFL draft. In 2020, we did have a wide receiver, which was Devontae Smith, the wide receiver for Alabama. He's doing pretty good. He has a slim build, but man, oh man, he is an extremely good player, and he proved it in college, and he's proven it in the NFL as well. So 2019 was Joe Shiesty. He's on the Bengals, and he's considered one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he absolutely torched the SEC, man. Like, he absolutely did. Like, he blew past Georgia. He blew past everyone. So, man, with these Heisman candidates, these are the guys for the future, but there have been Heisman winners that have not been the best in NFL, like RG3. Marcus Mariota struggled in the NFL. So, just because you win a Heisman does not, guarantee the chance that you're going to win be good in the NFL and win championships. So it's not always the case, as we have to note that. But in my top 5 of the best Heismans coming up in 2024 for college, I do have my boy Dillon Gabriel. He played for Oklahoma last season. So, if Oregon can take the version of Bo Nix by any means possible, we saw at Auburn, and turn him into a 12th overall pick in the NFL draft, as well as a Heisman finalist, then Gabriel could be in for a massive season. I personally agree on that, on my opinion. So, Ducks head coach Dan Lanning is a talent, marksman, maestro, what you want to call it, to replace the most experienced quarterback in college football history with the most experienced active quarterbacks in the sport. Gabriel brings nearly 15,000 career passing yards and 152 total touchdowns from UCF and Oklahoma. Man, though, man, you know how many touchdowns that is? That's absolutely insanity. Because, even the analytics back them up. Gabriel and Jaden Daniels were the only 2 passers with over 10 adjusted completion percentage of at least 78% last season. So I would definitely bet on Gabriel on being at the top list coming into the ceremony. So it just makes sense, giving Gabriel just 42 total touchdowns at Oklahoma while making more big-time throws, 21 more than both Beck and Ewards. If he can put up similar numbers from Bo Nix last season, expect him to be in the Heisman ceremony. I best believe that, to be honest. So My only question is how quickly will Gabriel adapt to the offensive coordinator with Stein's offense? But it helps to make sure that he has better offense and a better defense. He will connect with star receivers Tez Johnson and Texas A&M transfer Evan Stewart. So I would bet on Gabriel being at the top list when it comes to the end of the season. But, we will only see. And number 2 spot, I do have Carson Beck, the quarterback for Georgia. So, the only clear-cut first-round quarterback returning to college football this season, Beck is an obvious Heisman contender. He viewed as a potential number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and he helped Georgia to a 13-1 record in his first season as a starter. And they lost in the SEC championship game, went undefeated all season, and they said, nah, y'all not getting in. That is absolutely insanity that Georgia did not get in. And I personally think that Georgia could have won the whole entire thing. If I'm being completely honest, they were that good of a team, as they just have a bad half in the first half in the SEC championship game. And I actually went to the SEC championship game in December. And man, oh man, it was extremely loud, man. That was the first time I've ever been to a college football game. Man, it did not disappoint. I want to go again, but the thing is, it's so expensive to go. It's like, it was a one in, it's college games are expensive, but hey, I'm there for the atmosphere. I had a good time, but the thing is, with going back to Carson Beck, he's not as a dynamic of a quarterback as Caleb Williams and Daniels. So Beck is a efficient pocket passer, and he helped the Bulldogs to the 5th most points per game in the country, with 40 points per game is, absolutely insanity on different levels. So he was just, just 6 quarterbacks in the country last year to have 8.5 or more yards adjusted completion with 77.5% or better, The other QBs to hit those numbers with Beck were just the last 2 Heisman winners, Daniels and Williams. First round pick J.J. McCarthy, number 1 pick. But the thing is, I really hate what happened to J.J. McCarthy. He got drafted by the Vikings, and then now he's hurt with his knee. I hope a speedy recovery for that man, because I have all the respect for him, what he did in the championship game. He was absolutely laser. So major comeback for J.J. McCarthy, guys. But it helps to be a household name during a Heisman campaign too. Beck is, one of the more well-known passers in the sport. Plus, he's playing for the SEC championship. It seems like Georgia is each season, but Georgia's got much tougher paths. They have to go through Texas. They got to go through Ole Miss, Alabama. So it is not going to be easy as the number 1 overall team in the country this season, as they are coming for the throne this season. They lost Lab McConkey too in the NFL, but Georgia's full of talent still. So the thing is, Kirby Smart did add the running back from Florida, Trevor Etienne. So they added Colby Young and Landon Humphreys in the transfer portal this season, and receivers Dominic Lovett, Dylan Bell, and Ra Thomas is back in Athens. So that is why I have Georgia at number 2 spot. So it'll be a really good look. So, and next up on the list, I have the quarterback from Texas, Quinn Ewards. He he is absolutely a good player, but, I really want to see Archie Manning on the field, man. I just want to see what he is, what he's got, but, we'll probably have to see next season. Archie Manning's just waiting for his time, but Quinn Ewards is a really good quarterback trying to lead Texas to the promised land again. So there may be more challenging Heisman hopeful to get a read on the Texas Ewers. He helped the Longhorns come within one play of reaching the college football playoff national championship in his second season under Steve Sarkis' starting quarterback Quinn. So I'm intrigued to see what they got this season. However, Texas did lose a lot of talent to the NFL, including its top 4 catchers and leading rusher. Can Ewers elevate his play enough to win the Heisman while meshing with the new pieces that the Longhorns brought in the transfer portal? So we will just have to see how good Texas can truly be. And I personally have a hard time believing in him taking that step unless transfers Isaiah Bond from Alabama and Matthew Golden from Houston hit the ground running. For as strong as Ewers was, last year, throwing for 3,479 yards, just under 3,500 yards, and 22 scores. He'll need to put up better numbers to bring home college football honor, So it's really, I don't know about Texas, but we'll have to see. Ewers just had 16 big-time throws last season, ranked 53rd in the country. To put that number into perspective, basically, Daniels and Williams both had 29 or more when they won the Heisman. And don't forget, Arch Manning is waiting in the wings to Ewers to slip up. So if Ewers has a bad game or the Texas wants to switch, but I don't see that happening. Ewers had a pretty good season last season. So, and moving on, as y'all might be skeptical of this one, at my 4th for my Heisman Trophy candidate is Will Howard, the quarterback for the Ohio State. We'll have to see. We always know Ohio State has an amazing defense, but the offense is always skeptical sometimes. So, even though they do have a really good team all around. So, many of the biggest names at quarterbacks has transferred at least once during their career in the transfer portal era. Add former Kansas State quarterback Will Howard to that list, guys. So, this list, after he reported Manhattan, Kansas for Columbus, Ohio, set to be, Ryan say, original signal caller, guys. So, Howard might be in the best position of any quarterback in the country with longer than 1,000 plus odds to win the Heisman race, but you never know. Ryan Day has helped quarterbacks put up numbers since he got hired. So it's very intriguing with Ohio State, but I really think they don't have that stiff of a competition like SEC teams do, but we'll have to see. Since then, Day has 3 different quarterbacks: Dwayne Haskins, Justin Fields, and C.J. Stroud. Very good quarterbacks right there. It's very tragic what happened to Dwayne Haskins, man. Peace for him. But he finished top 3 in Heisman voting, with Howard coming off the season with the Wildcats, where he finished with 33 total touchdowns, fellas. He poised up to be even better numbers with the talent around him at Ohio State. So, the Buckeyes are tied with Georgia, Texas, and Oregon for having the highest college football projected win totals, and have, several receivers and running backs with NFL futures, including Omeke, Quinshon Judkins, and number 1 recruit, Jeremiah Smith. So that is a reason why I have him number 5. And number 5 on the list, I have Shorter Sanders, the quarterback for Colorado. And yes, he does flash, the wrist, the cars, but it all comes down to how well can he perform. He did have a very good season last season with Colorado, but it seemed like lack of talent. But I do think he is a popular sleeper in the Heisman race and will likely be Sanders at Colorado's last season. But although I'm not sure you can call him a sleeper, he is one of the biggest names in college football and a quarterback, some believe could be a top passer and could be, top in the NFL draft as well, man. So, after following his dad, Deion Sanders, from Jackson State to Boulder last season, Sanders proved to be the main reason the Buffaloes were able to go 4-8 with a pretty, brand new roster, new team, what you want to call it. So the thing is, I think there was just like lack of talent, it seemed like. So with the Pac-12, Pac-12 is now dead, basically. So Sanders will look to turn Colorado's fortunes around in the Big 12 this season, but the Buffaloes sit near bottom of the Big 12 championship odds, if I'm being honest, guys. But despite the poor record in this first season with the team, he was not at fault, man. He threw for 3,230 yards and added 31 total touchdowns. It's clear Sanders is among the most talented quarterbacks returning in 2024, but will the rest of the roster be good enough, to complete for the Heisman Trophy on the record? So we'll just have to see, man. But what do you guys think, who is going to win the Heisman at the end of the year? Personally, I'm not completely sure because, there could be stars that emerge that just get ton of receiving yards, or a quarterback that emerged that we are not aware of. So in my personal opinion, I really do think Dillon Gabriel will come out on top and win the Heisman Trophy this season. I think it's his year to win it this season. So I really do think Dillon Gabriel will win it for Oregon this season. But hey, we'll have to see, man. So if you guys did appreciate this video, let me know what you guys think of this, who's going to win at the end of the season. But I highly appreciate you guys for watching, and man, we're about to be out. So we'll be on the next one. So peace out, fellas.